Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to another Generation Zero stream with myself, Graham, and I'm joined again by our product owner, Paul.
Hello.
So, if you've been paying attention to our letters from the dev team, or Paul specifically, he tends to be the author of those.
Mostly, I get help.
Mostly, yeah, team effort, but
Yeah.
we will be talking a bit about upcoming in-game storage today. Going over some of the things that's going to happen in the August update, which will be landing next week.
Yes.
Tuesday.
Yep.
So
We got through all those first-party certification passes a bit early, so that
you're
feels good.
speaking in devese now.
Oh,
People are
yeah,
what's a
sorry.
first-party
Okay, yeah.
certification
All right.
pass?
Let me use
The stuff we have to do to get things approved.
Yes.
On
on Xbox and Sony.
Yes. So, yeah, we're ready to go, waiting for the big day next Tuesday. Of course, in-game storage is going to be the big one that folks are most interested in. Otherwise, it's a heck of a lot of bug fixing and stuff.
Yeah, so as we had mentioned prior to this update, back in our June update, a lot of the dev team went on vacation. That's a thing in Sweden. It's a thing we kind of need to plan around. So we didn't have an update go live because we didn't have anybody in the office for the most part to do any of those things. There were a few of us, but like 4. It's not really enough to do anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had been working on some stuff, and we finished it off the beginning part of this month when people started rolling back in the office, and it's the storage as well as, like you said, some bug fixes and things that we had been planning on doing that we were able to start before everyone headed out.
Yeah.
But because of the way that we had to ramp people off as they were running off to vacation and then people coming back slowly, means we couldn't do big features because we didn't have people in the office to collaborate and do all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
So some of the cool stuff that we're going to do, though, is back in June, we made a major update to all the main missions where we kicked them out of their kind of unresponsive state for some players, or people that would come into them could get them stuck in bugs. We fixed all that stuff. It should be a lot smoother going forward.
Yes.
Knock on wood, there's no more of those. We'll, if small things pop up, we'll get them. Now we want to do the same treatment to the side missions because players were still able to get stuck in various side missions. So give it the same treatment as the main missions. We've fixed all that stuff under the hood. That way, you should theoretically have no more problems getting stuck on missions. Again, this is kind of a systematic thing that we've done, so it should be easier for existing players and new players. And hopefully, we don't have to touch it that much more often. It should be not as nearly kind of messy on our end.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so that's a big thing, and I kind of rambled there for a bit.
Well, there was a heck of a lot of changes. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been going through some of the patch notes and preparing them for next week, and it's a hell of a list.
Yeah.
So,
So I mean that was a big one. So that's just for consistency of
Yeah.
understanding what the hell's going on when you're playing through the mission, so you're not getting stuck and you're not confused. It's like why is this thing happening to me? Same caveat as last time back in June. If you're partway through a mission and it's one of the ones that we fixed, which is almost all of them, you'll probably get bumped back to the beginning part of that mission. But that means that if you were stuck, cool, now you can finish it. And if you haven't started that mission yet, well, then you didn't lose anything because you didn't start it.
Exactly.
But there will probably be a few small players that, unfortunately, we're partway through a mission and we're not stuck, and they just have to go back a few steps. So apologies for that, but it's for the greater good,
it's
and
not going
hopefully
to be hours of gameplay anybody means.
it's an inconvenience, and we're not happy that we had to do it, but it was necessary to kind of unstick the system, as it were.
ETA is next Tuesday, Biggest. So as of now, you'll notice I'm not showing you stashes in-game storage. I'll be showing that towards the end of the stream. Last 15 minutes, we're going to flick over to the development branch and show you some stuff there.
Yep.
So for now, just doing some early missions whilst we can talk to you and answer your questions that you may have, etc. But yeah, it's going to be good. No longer do you need to pick and choose about, what should you keep or what should you not keep. Our hoarders can hoard to their heart's content.
That'll be nice. And I know a lot of people were like, I want to store more ammo because they'd find some ammo for like a rocket launcher and be like, you know what, I don't need a rocket launcher right now, but I'm going to in the future. Let me stock up.
Yes. And its nice thing is that it's kind of a shared stash between multiple locations as well. So, even if you find yourself in the top end of the map and you've got stuff you collected from the beginning of your playthrough, then it's all shared. No matter which safe house you go to, you can grab it from the same place.
Or you know, it would work like you would imagine if you join a friend's game and you open up the stash, all your stuff is there. They don't see your stuff, obviously. You see your own stuff, but you can access it in multiplayer as well.
Pretty handy dandy, and that's shared between characters.
Correct.
As well,
Yep. So that way, if you're playing on one character and you want to throw stuff onto the other, you don't, no longer do you need to kind of mule stuff onto one character. You can throw it all in the stash, and everybody can access it. So.
Yeah, people are having to get creative up until now with switching things across characters and things, but now should be much simpler to move things around.
One of the other fun things related to it wasn't missions. What was it? I just lost it in my brain. So some game balance tweaks. I don't know if you want to talk about some of the small changes we made that are probably fairly impactful.
Yeah, I mean, that's far away by all means. Sorry?
No, it's all right. So one of them, seeing you just looting stuff here is kind of what reminded me. There was a bug that got introduced in the last patch where certain loot containers were not toolboxes were not dropping loot in certain regions of the game. So we fixed that. So now loot will drop in loot boxes, in the toolboxes in every region. So we know that was super annoying. We weren't happy about leaving that for a while, but it was discovered very late.
One of the few games out there where the community is shouting for us, give us loot boxes. But yeah, that's going to be a good one. Now folks are going to have another source of ammunition back, or goodies in general.
Yeah.
Which also leads us into other things about sort of managing supplies. Not losing your ammunition would be quite nice.
Oh
as
yeah,
well. Yeah.
That one was really weird. Yeah. We weren't sure what was going on there, but thanks a lot to videos that people sent in and a lot of diligent work by our QA team to figure out what the hell is exactly going on. Slowing down videos to see kind of what happened with various weapons and what people are doing. A combination between the QA team and the designers. This is a lot of Bjorn's working theory for a while until we were able to prove it. Was that at some point, randomly, if you switched weapons, you would start eating ammo in your current weapon of the old weapon that was equipped. So if you had a rocket launcher equipped with 6 rounds in it, and you quickly switch to your submachine gun, sometimes a bug would happen where you'd start pulling from your ammo that was for the rocket launcher, but it would appear as bullets. So the game was just confused what ammo was doing what. So you're just shooting off your rocket rounds with a submachine gun, and you had no idea. And you're just like, well, ammo just disappeared.
Yeah.
It kind of did. It got morphed and then used.
So this is the interesting things that, a little peek behind the curtain there, how we have to go about working out why things happen sometimes. It's not as easy as us just pulling open where's the wrong bit in the code or something. It really does take some good old-fashioned detective work
Exactly.
sometimes.
So that was fun.
So yeah, now disappearing ammunition will not be a thing.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. When I open one of those colored loot boxes and never looting them, I'm playing on PS4. Exactly that, Stian. That's the kind of thing that we are looking at fixing. Fear not.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I can drop a stack of these flares.
I notice your inventory is quite full, so
it is. I could almost use.
You'll really,
I could use.
Make use of that stash when it comes out.
Stash of some description, I think. Nice. James
shotgun.
Bond with my.
Ooh, pew pew. I think I just read an article recently that the dev team behind GoldenEye, it was all of their first game ever.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Which is.
That's impressive.
It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Knocking it out the park on the first go.
Yeah, right? A cult classic.
I'm sure other oldies who are watching out there will have spent their time playing GoldenEye. That's for sure. That's just a cardboard box.
Yeah. Fighting, so I can talk about another thing that we're.
Yes, I'm just lost in this bunker.
Typical.
I'll just get out and wander around, shall I? I'm sure trouble will find me quick enough.
Yeah. You always just fast travel if you need to.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, you did make it out earlier, so.
Yeah, I went through the other exit, rather. Here we go. It's all dark.
I mean, and we will talk about more of these details in the patch notes. So everything that we're talking about, there'll be some more written stuff, so you guys can reference that rather than trying to dig through a VOD of this or something.
Yeah, we'll just hike up over this way. Go find.
Did you manage to fix the slow scope sensitivity? Ooh, we made some scope tweaks. Yeah, we had one where it was doing a lot of weird zooming in and out when you went ADS. I'm not sure. I don't think that's the same one.
There was one fix which was resulting from if you crouched, it balked your sensitivity. That was a.
Okay.
I remember putting that into the patch notes yesterday.
Okay, got it.
So yes, sensitivity when ADSing. There should be some fixes there. Whether it's an exact cause, of course, we'll have to double check.
Yeah.
But hopefully we've hit it on the head. Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Will the storage be limited or a hoarder's black hole? Or a hoarder's black hole? We did put a limit on it. It's still a lot. It's 100 items. We didn't want you to collect everything in the world, but if we see people are saying I'm running out of space constantly, and that's not too damaging to gameplay or anything, we can always revisit it. But 100 felt pretty good, so that you're not just.
As time goes on as well, we might add more stuff to the game. It might make more sense to expand it.
Yeah, exactly. But right now it's 100 items.
Yes. Okay.
So quite a bit more than what's currently in your backpack.
Yeah. And maybe it should mention it is item specifically. It's not grid spaces, so it doesn't behave.
Yeah,
it doesn't behave in this manner.
They'll see when they get there.
We'll show you at the end. Yeah. Okay, I'm good for supplies. Just want to find some enemies because Paul wants me to shoot some stuff.
Please.
Let's head towards this lighthouse. There's often spookiness going on.
I still love how nice this looks at night.
It does look really nice. I think for me, as when we were running, I think it was the beta, watching Fisk, one of the streamers, playing it, and he was playing with his friends, and his friends ran into the woods, and you could see their flashlight beams going between the trees. It just looks so cool.
Reminds you of doing the same thing as a kid.
Yeah.
Or at least I did that.
Yeah.
I remember having this weird flip flashlight. That was it was set like this, and you'd slide this thing down, and the beam would be there.
Yeah. I had the hand crank dynamo ones as well, which used to wind up.
Man, I've heard of those things. I've never seen one.
They didn't have that technology in the US?
No, we were too advanced.
You just skipped it.
Yeah, we just jumped right over that. Use my hands? Ugh.
Yeah. But no, those L-shaped torches, like we have flashlights, as we have in the game here.
Yeah.
I remember I had one from my dad, and it was a old military one. Yeah, the battery canister was going down. And
I've seen a lot of those, mainly in British films.
I guess to go in your pockets, or so you can.
I don't know. It seems smart to me because it gives you more use for it rather than just a straight shot.
Yeah, but you don't have to carry it. I guess. Right, this is not really made for. There's lots of stuff going on here.
You do have a shotgun. I'm just gonna remind you of that fact.
I do. Let's be a sneaky squirrel. Okay. Let's see if we can pull them in.
I wish you luck, sir.
Indeed. Come at me, bros. I forgot where I put my thing. Okay,
I think to the left, or did it fall down the hill?
It's still there.
I was reading chat, not paying attention to where you dropped it.
Come and get me. I should have tried to put it somewhere with some better line of sight.
Yeah.
It's breaking.
That said, though, so the thing I wanted to bring up about machines is it actually didn't happen with you here, which is it's good, but it doesn't help prove my point. There could be times where you shoot at a machine, or maybe you'd walk up to one fairly close, and you'd enter combat.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't really react to you being there.
Yes.
Which kind of breaks your immersion level. It doesn't really do what you'd expect it to.
Yeah.
So that's a tweak we made. So now machines are a bit more responsive to your, you being there, or just responding to you shooting in their general direction. So what you saw was sometimes they were kind of set on a path that they were walking to,
Yeah.
And even if you interrupted them and like, hey, we're in combat range,
They were like,
it was
I
like,
must do my
I gotta
half.
finish the thing first.
Yeah.
Yeah, which doesn't feel realistic and kind of dumbs down combat at times. So
Yeah.
they should all behave more like yours did when you rolled up on them the first time you shot them. Or like this guy. Didn't really respond, did he?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that one did though.
Health's getting pretty low.
Oh.
Oh.
I was
Wrecked.
hoping I could.
Ooh, got one adrenaline shot. You got a health?
Oh, Christ.
You're gonna eat it. You're gonna eat it.
Zig and
You're
zag.
gonna eat it.
Zig
2 health.
and zag. Oh, I got no health in my thing. I need to. Please don't shoot me while I'm doing this. Thanks, guys.
Oh, jeez. Wow. I didn't think you were gonna pull that off.
Clutch gameplay. Rest in pepperoni. Why, thank you, Biggers.
Yeah, that was.
It was almost a double pepperoni with cheese.
Why are you?
I was.
Why are you rushing them with the med pack in your hand?
I was hoping to smoothly switch to my shotgun, which I had the wrong binding. So
Would have made for exciting television. Instead, we get this.
I was hoping to switch to my shotgun, and instead I had my AK-4.
Yeah. Oh god. Question on MP sound bugs. I'd have to double check. I know we did a few sound tweaks. I just don't remember off the top of my head what they were.
Yeah. I remember there's a few there, but I do not remember the
Yeah.
exact.
Yeah.
Should be a little bit more surgical about this.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean,
There we go.
you're doing the best you can.
Was there an issue last night with Steam or the game around midnight GMT? I couldn't join a friend's game and nor could I join hers. Hard to say. Sometimes Steam do play around with their online services here and there.
Steam does Steam.
There's no reason why it shouldn't work and then would suddenly work on a game level.
Yeah.
But
We didn't do
otherwise,
anything.
generally just make sure you're both marked as online on Steam and not sort of set to invisible or... Did the stream die? It froze for me.
I don't know.
Let me have a look. Sorry, just
All good,
flicking
man.
open our own tab over here. Need to learn to type, Graham.
That's fine. You'll
Where
figure it
are
out
we?
one day.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just...
Ooh, ads.
Yay, Twitch playing me ads. Thanks, Twitch. I just saw me crouched over a keyboard looking like this, though, so I'm guessing it's working.
Okay.
You had to do a refresh. Okay, good. We're back.
All right.
Interwebs being the interwebs.
Doing how they do.
I've got no dropped frames over here on our stuff, so I think we're looking good.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah. Hockey dokie.
Trying to. One of the things I'm seeing coming up in chat a bit is new weapons. So yeah. So we recently did a survey, and I think it's still up, isn't it, Graham?
It is still up. Yep,
Yeah.
it's going to be up for another week or so. So
Okay.
you have plenty of time. Might as well say that you can find it on Steam. You can find it on the social media. You can find it on Discord. So it's out there if you want to find it. And we would love for you to take part if you haven't done already.
Yeah. All right, sorry. Let me loop back. Yes. So, yes, definitely heard from players so far that they are looking for more weapons. One of the big things people are asking for is more maps or expansions as a thing. There's also a bunch of other interesting things that people are asking for that
More story was a big one.
More story is a big one. Yep. So I mean, those are all elements that we're looking into. We have nothing that we can talk about now, but these surveys, and the reason I'd love for people to jump in and provide their feedback is that gives us a better idea of what's interesting to you, so that we know what to focus on.
Yeah.
Because as we've talked about in a lot of the dev blogs, we spent time trying to fix a lot of the things that were more or less not working appropriately when the game launched, and then the couple months afterwards. Now, ideally, we can start shifting more of our focus into adding in new elements. So things that you guys said this will add a lot to the game or my game experience, or this is really interesting. Can you take it in this direction? Or maybe it's just features even that you wanted even since launch, but we haven't had it. We've put on the back burner. Now that we're starting to find ourselves having more time to try out new stuff, knowing what you're interested in helps us prioritize those things. In the meantime, we've made some bets on our own as things that we think are good, but we want to be as informed as we can by what all of you out there are interested in.
I mean, obviously, as far as this past few months, Joker Zero, a lot of it has been bug fixes, improvements. But in terms of new additions to the game, obviously bikes and storage were two of the top things that folks have been asking for since day one. So as you can see, we're very much trying to sort of be in line with what it is that you guys want to see as well.
Sorry, I got excited by what you're picking up.
Hunting rifle, which is going to come in handy.
I mean, I kind of want to tell you to drop that AK, man. It's a 1-star kind of ugly one.
It is, but I'm going to trade it for a 1-star kind of ugly.
Yeah, that's fair. And you know what? I mean, I do love the Automat Cavage. It's is that modeled after the? I think it's modeled after the G3.
That's interesting. It had 2 types of ammo stacked into it. Probably related to the bug, which we'll be fixing next Tuesday.
That would be the thing.
That would be the disappearing ammo bug. Yeah. Okay, so you reckon to ditch that?
Man, you got a ton of flares. You should really. Or that's adrenaline. Sorry.
I'll drop some adrenaline. I don't plan on dying 80 times.
I would hope not.
Well, although you've seen me playing today, so it's
you already died twice, and that was just one encounter. So.
We'll drop a smoke grenade. And there we go. See, wouldn't you just wish we had a storage box where I could put all this stuff? As luck would have it.
Solid plug. That was really good.
Oh, it's a green one too. Nice. Okay, so we got some.
So
snipe on.
I think this guy asked this question before, and I forgot about it. So he just asked, is there an option where if the player inventory is full and they find an item or like his example is attachment, would that item get dumped directly into storage? The answer is no.
That'd be quite weird, like teleporting from your inventory.
I know there are other games that do it, but I think that kind of the style and tone that our game has is a bit more on the realistic end. So it's more like, I need to pick the thing up and move it to where I want it, rather than it just magically teleports there.
Which is easy to do with fast traveling to safe houses.
Yeah, exactly. I get the ask, right? It's convenience. But I think that the style and tone that we're going for kind of lends itself more to a realistic survival style.
Yes. Nice. I can miss things at long range now as well as short range.
I'm loving these comments on your adrenaline shots.
What's it? So many adrenaline shots. I might have had some left over from when we did the bike race stream on this particular save. So before we did that stream, I knew there would be many, many deaths, and I thought it would suck to have our cameraman dead on the floor. So I planned ahead with some special death shenanigans. Bicycle. I cannot get on this bike without that song being in my head. It's like when I play Call of the Wild.
I'm trying to think of what song's in my head. I don't know. Oh, jeez. God. Oh, man, that's embarrassing.
It's hilarious.
Oh, God.
It's like that meme with a guy sticking the stick in the...
Oh, Christ. Why do I do this? Or why does this happen to me? Oh, God. All right. A few questions. I think this was asked previously as well. Is there going to be mouse and keyboard support for consoles? We don't officially support it. We haven't spent time trying to make that happen. I think that innately the platforms allow for that. I actually don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That'd be something we'd have to investigate, but there's nothing that we're actively doing, if that helps answer the question.
I guess, I've had that question pop up a bunch for Call of the Wild, and my answer to that normally is that, you know, along with both teams, it is quite a small team that has a lot of ambition with what we want to do with the game. So, you know, we try and touch on touch points that would improve the experience for as many people as possible at the same time.
That's exactly right.
So, of course, a small bunch of folks would probably love to play with mouse and keyboard, but then that dev time is going to go towards helping
that stuff rather than something
a smaller
else.
pool of players. So we'd rather say, let's add a new machine or a new gun or, you know, things like that.
So, no, and you're absolutely right. And those are the type of things that...
just to add some context with how we think about what we put in the game. Yes. That's not to say we would never do that. You never know. See, these are one of the first things that I experienced in the world of Generation Zero was the swings. I remember way back when we were recording for the trailers, I was so stoked I could just run in there and like
knock the swing over.
Yeah, wang swings all over the place.
Oh, jeez.
It was so much fun.
Swing physics.
And I remember as a kid, actually, you know, you'd always go to the park, and the bigger boys had been there before you, and these asses had wrapped the swings around the top of the thing. I mean, I was so disappointed as a kid. There's a tick just waiting to do tick things to me.
I hear it.
Where are you? Ah! No. Oh, I see you. I see you. Your sneaky leg.
Oh, he got you good.
I got him better.
Nice.
I thought I was being sneaky and cool there, but no. Multiplayer, please, no ignoring. We're not ignoring messages, Sleeve. We cannot guarantee to answer everybody. We're speaking to the internet at the moment, so we will miss questions, but we have seen you this time, so in that case we will answer it. Of course, we're looking into issues of multiplayer, and there will be some multiplayer affecting issues coming in next week's update as well. I cannot think of specifics off the top of my head, but I do know I put some in the patch notes.
Yes. And that's something that we are looking a lot more into. So we've been looking at what some reviews have said, what some of the feedback has been there about some of the challenges people are having, and crashing is one of them. So we've taken a renewed look at crashes. So that's something that we're going to spend some time on now that people are back in the office.
Yeah.
We always prioritize crashes. There's some that are easier to track down than others. Obviously, but we've taken a renewed focus for future patches to make sure that we get on top of more of the crash issues.
Man, this is a really awesome house layout. No, but this is super cool. It'd be so nice to have a bedroom. They have like a separate little like chill area up here. This is awesome.
Sometimes I wish I had
I want my home to look like that.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You'll have like 2 TV rooms. My wife's family, actually, their home used to have something like that. They had an upstairs one where the kids kind of watch TV, and then downstairs for the parents watching the news.
That reminds me back when I lived in the U.S. Like the same thing. It's more rooms. Now I have living room and bedroom.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a kitchen, but
that's capital city living for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What else we got? What else we got?
Add Skiff's music? I have no idea who Skiff is. I'm sure they make very good music, though.
I might be...
I mean, one question. When? Next Tuesday is for the storage, and the next big updates to the game. I mean, we shoot for a monthly cycle, end of the month, don't we, Paul? I mean...
Yes.
Generally, where you're looking at updates.
And generally, the end of the month. All right, this guy's asked this question a few times. Blah, 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 blah. Can you share information on ammunition and item stacking within the inventory, i.e. equipped ammo doesn't automatically stack when the same weapon type is loaded in the other? Yes, that is something that people have brought up a bunch of times. Our inventory system is not ideal, and that's something that we want to fix. It's a huge can of worms, truth be told. It touches a lot of things, and it's very tricky to work with, but we've heard from players a lot that it's a source of frustration. That said, there's nothing I can say right now that we're absolutely doing in the short term that you'll be able to say like, oh, this fixes that problem. But it is something that we're keenly aware of.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be, as we've seen over time with Generation Zero, we tend to make small changes often, which kind of add up to overall increasing the usability or the experience of things. So things like, the addition of a storage box should hopefully make it that you have to play Inventory Tetris less. And, even if we can't categorically say, boom, here's the thing that fixes everything, you're going to feel like a general increase in usability and enjoyment as time goes on, let's say.
Yeah.
All these things will contribute.
Whatever we can do sometimes to just make a short-term improvement, but maybe we see this. Ideally, it would be better to redo something or to overhaul it a lot. Those are things that we'll say, all right, that might take more months to get to. But what can we do in the meantime to kind of address at least a little bit of the problem, but know that it won't fix the core of the issue, as it were.
Yeah.
So it might be like, hey, just let me do this thing. It's like, you know what, that solves a problem, but maybe the bigger issue is something else, and we should try to find a way to get to the real problem and fix that thing, which might take longer. Which is kind of a convoluted answer, but it's how we're trying to think about some of the things that might seem small or mundane. They might actually hide a bigger issue that we see, that we think would really improve the game for you and get to the heart of that frustration.
Yes. The plans to increase the level cap. I mean, obviously key mechanics like a level cap, the skills, shooting enemies, doing stories, doing missions, they're all kind of like bread and butter features of the game. It might make sense that time goes on, we'd look to expand on those key areas, who knows? But I guess we're happy where it is right now. But never say never.
Yep, indeed. But what else? I'm looking. I saw a bunch of stuff that I missed while I was talking. All right. Can I scroll up? I don't know what happens.
You can just roll up.
Oh boy, I'm not breaking it. That's good.
Nope.
All right, cool. All right. I'll go 2 because these were 2 that I saw that were interesting. Have I located the bug which causes 100% performance of the CPU or GPU? Sorry, I can't read. So we made a dedicated push to that a while ago, but people are still reporting it. So clearly we didn't get it 100% nailed. So it's something that we're still investigating. It's been harder for us to try to reproduce or get that. So if you can send us go to our customer support team and send us some like DX diags and stuff like that, talk to them about it. They can help get the right information to us so that we can look into it more.
Yeah.
Because that one's tricky. Because if we're not experiencing it on any of the machines that we're testing on, it's hard for us to say like, hey guys, this is where you need to focus your efforts to try to fix it. Because right now we don't see it.
It's often
a
bit whack-a-mole-esque,
yeah,
isn't it?
that's true.
We fix it based upon a report, but they'll send us their system specs. We can test it. We'll fix that, and maybe that fixes one cause, and then someone else has a different spec, and maybe they have something else which is not talking correctly. And so, if you are having this issue, please do get in touch with us at support.generation0.com. And we'll likely ask you for things like a DX diag, your system specs, etc., and then we can kind of investigate your issue.
Yeah, it'll help.
And if we do that enough times, everyone should eventually, get covered. But that's the issue: is the fact that obviously PCs are so varied in the parts available that
widely,
it's kind of a bit of a war of attrition. So going through all of these different.
That's true.
Different causes.
All right, there was another one that was interesting. What is more value in terms of figuring out bugs, videos or just people telling us? Man, I'd say it depends on the type of bug.
QA are always going to say, give me that video.
I was going to say that, yes. Videos always help. And then any explanation you can offer on top of what's in the video. Because sometimes, like, we were discussing something today. We're like, hey, do you have a video of this thing not working? And they're like, well, I could give you the video of it not working, but the frustration is like with the controller. So the controller's not doing the thing properly. But on the screen, you wouldn't be able to tell that the controller is broken. But long-winded way of saying videos are amazing, but whatever context you can add by just written word at the same time, that really helps us when we're figuring out, okay, what the hell are we looking at here?
Yeah. Why not both? .gif.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. All right. Geez, we missed a bunch of chat because I scrolled up and left it there.
No worries.
Blurb, 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 blurb. Guns.
Might as well just go straight to the new stuff. You're never going to play catch up.
I've almost caught up. I'm almost caught up. It's good because I
Okay.
just want to get this one because it's fun. Can we get a Viking axe or a helmet so I can feel Swedish? Nice.
I actually ordered a Viking axe off the internet this week.
What?
For a camp axe. Not like I want to go raiding and pillaging, but for camping.
Sure. Whatever you got to tell yourself, man.
It's a Norwegian company, and it's a Viking-style axe, but it reviewed very well as a camping axe and sort of general outdoor stuff.
Will crossplay be a thing in the future? Because a lot of other games are having that. It is a thing that we've discussed. I think we've even talked about it on here before, if I'm not mistaken. Given that we're a small team, it is something that we'd like to investigate. It's a bit challenging for us right now, but we're not. I would not say no to that. Like I want people to be able to play with whoever they want to play, wherever that is. That would be my goal. Is more people playing is all that really matters to me, and however we can kind of facilitate that is great. But that one is.
It's a lot of moving parts.
It's a lot from us because right now, the game's peer-to-peer for us. So there are some things that we need to sort through on our end, and then we need to work with our platform partners to figure out how do we make this happen because it wasn't thought of, wasn't really a thing as much when we started development. So it creates challenges for what the game is, how the game's been designed or not designed, technically set up, and what we would need to alter to make it work properly. But yeah, I mean, ideally. In the future, we can make that happen. No, I can't promise it though, but it's we are considering it. Let's see. Ooh, this is a good one. Sometimes harvesters are not attacking, even if they have big ass guns, which I agree, they do have some big ass guns. That's actually something that we fixed. There was a few. I think it was between the tanks and the harvesters. There are times where they just weren't using their ranged weapons appropriately, so they just not fire off some of their rounds, which makes them a lot less threatening.
It does, yeah.
And not so scary when they're meant to be big, scary, like oh shit type of moments. So yeah.
Yes.
Trying to fix that stuff. So again, combat feels more engaging, and the enemies would behave like you expect them to. So making sure that we can do that.
I'm waiting for next week's feedback where it's going to be, help, the harvesters are murdering me.
Why are they murdering my face? Yeah,
I think specifically one of the patch notes I mentioned was their rockets and things that they should be firing in a lot of cases that they aren't.
Yeah.
Obviously they're meant to be big old stompy sources of loot.
Yeah.
And you should fight them accordingly for it.
Yeah, at least feel threatened,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am fully lost here.
Somebody asked, are we done adding stuff to the game, or is it just bugs? Maybe you joined late. We are trying to shift away from a lot of bug fixing and moving into adding more stuff, which is kind of a callback. We want to get players to provide feedback. We just put out a survey. Graham mentioned that was still up. It's on our website. It's on Steam. It's other social media links.
Discord.
Yeah,
Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, but no, we are by no means done adding stuff to the game. There's stuff that we're working on now that we'll talk about as we get closer to each of those things. But the reason we're talking about bugs is just because it was some of the stuff that in this upcoming patch we're trying to touch on.
Yes.
You just thinking about what you want to grab there?
I was. I'm like, which one should I be doing? But yes, I saw someone asking, are we going to be showing the inventory, the new inventory changes, the storage box? Yes, we absolutely will. Probably in about...
Ooh.
Oh, that time flew.
Yeah,
jeez,
like
in about
5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, probably 5, because I'll probably have to switch over and download some stuff.
All right.
And meanwhile, you can answer questions again. Perhaps an optional survival mode with fatigue and hunger and more severe injuries would be quite something. It would indeed. I would love that. I love that kind of thing in a game. Like twisted ankles and stuff in The Long Dark. Like simulated injuries. Oh, I love it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to go up to here. It's fast travel to Sternhaga.
Mm.
Is there any information you have in regards to players not being able to join friends via direct game invite? You asked this earlier on, I believe. Again, there shouldn't be any issues with it, but if you are having issues with it, please do get in touch with us at support.generation0.com. I almost said thehunter.com.
Yeah, I noticed.
We have similar websites.
That's it. Like
yeah.
we haven't heard much of that. So if this is consistent for you, then yeah, absolutely do reach out because that could be.
I will say, make sure that you're like online and visible on Steam. I had that issue the other day.
I guess it also depends on what platform. Like they could be on one of the consoles as well. And
that's true.
But yeah,
yes.
no, it'd be good to know.
Oh. Owie. I think I know the problem that I'm having with this running in and getting shot issue. I've been playing too much Destiny recently.
Okay.
And that game, you can just run into stuff. It's
that's how I played it.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you play a game like for too much, and then you play on something else, and you kind of bring your previously ingrained tactics over.
Yeah. The good news is I play pretty much all the games the same way, which is just run headfirst into things and use, try to melee punch it or shoot it with a shotgun.
Yes.
Because as I've gotten older, my aim has gotten worse.
I'm a big proponent of the running into things with a shotgun. Yeah.
But used to be able to. Oh boy, I'm loving watching you just blindly drive.
I was checking out chat.
No, I know, but it's good. Like.
Oh. Some even popping wheelies without watching.
That's good.
Someone was asking about can we add some more tracks to the boombox? That'd be pretty neat.
Oh man!
Remember the olden days where you could, in some games, you could get to like tie into your MP3 collection.
Oh man, I remember that stuff.
Yeah.
I have.
Back in the days when people didn't have all their music on Spotify.
I have a fun story, but I don't think I can talk about it because it was from my previous life at another company. Oh man, just like that's twice you just blatantly ran into something. Like it's terrible.
It's
painful to watch.
It's
good job avoiding it that time.
Yeah.
Okay. Taking a question seriously about adding tracks to boomboxes. When I joined shortly before launch, that was one of the big things that I was like, oh man, so much potential to just like give more tracks and make you select like your own track. Like whenever I throw my boombox, it always plays this song until you decide to change it. That unfortunately is a lot of people thought that was fun, but it's not high on our priority list as you were talking about earlier. Like, oh geez, man.
No.
Are you gonna go for it? You're gonna go for it?
I guess when you have licensed music and stuff as well, can be an issue.
Yeah, I mean that's the other challenge, and then if we had a lot of original music done for this game, so we'd need to work with the original artist. Mox, I forgot his last name. My sound designer is gonna kill me. But yeah, it's nice. We could it's something that I think would be a nice touch, but again, it's not high on our priority list for the time being. But potential for a lot of fun or just options there, really.
Ooh! Where did that?
He leaped at you.
Yeah,
man.
he went straight over the truck. It was like, rah! Okay, I need to
get some more of that.
Get some
more of that health action going.
Tasty health packs. Oh, I just happen to be in a room full of ammunition as well. I love the sound of the rounds on the.
That sounds nice. I mean, nice in a. If you weren't in a deathly situation.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, not nice.
Yikes.
Oh. Well, I was leading him and he didn't stop running.
Oh man.
Okay. Oh man. I just shot circles around it. Right, we'll flick over in a sec and
okay. Get that stash going as soon as you get out of combat here.
Yep.
If you get out of combat. I mean, you're pretty good on health. You got enough health packs. You can just, brute force this.
I should have taken out that much sooner because he's calling the cavalry.
You did, yeah.
Owie.
I'm reacting for you. I mean, I think that turned into quite a bit more of the fight than you want. Oh, now you flare.
It did.
After, like, there's one guy left.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works, too. I forget that I have things.
Yes.
I'm like, I made this intentionally hard on myself.
Oh, really? All the time to reload.
There you go.
Okay.
Jeez, man.
Right. Let's flip up an image over here while I fiddle around with stuff behind the scenes.
Ah, okay.
Will ever be a melee for them dang ticks? That would be nice, wouldn't it?
We've talked about that one. Yeah, that's that's on our wish list. I think that yes, being able to like push enemies off of you or something, it would be a good use of melees because yeah, ticks get annoying or when the runners run up on you. It'd be nice to get them out of there. They usually jam you right in melee range anyway. So can you like knock them away first would be good.
All right, let's wait for this thing to do its thing.
All right, behind the scenes dev branch download.
Yeah, so those of you who don't know, when you're running with different branches on Steam, you can't have them all at the same time installed. So first to play live and then to do this, I have to download the branch. So it's going to be about 4 minutes, and then we can hopefully...
Was it the Steam estimation?
Yeah. It's like Windows minutes. It could be 30 seconds, or it could be 6 days.
Yeah. Somebody commented on this as being a nice background image.
It's a nice background.
It is nice.
I think it's one of our early marketing screenshots.
I think so. Think so.
Yeah. All in-game.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What else we got?
Zeph Animates is talking about having kind of a potential for a permanent sidekick. I know a few folks have said that before. They want to permanently hack a little robo buddy who can hang out with you. Have you guys seen the new PS5 dev kit patents that Sony came out with?
I have not.
No. But normally, as developers, we do tend to get involved with those things early, if and when it should happen. So, see if that happens. Add a kicking mechanic that pushes them back a few feet. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I just want a baseball bat so I can just like yeet ticks across Sweden.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. When is the August
Golf
update
clubs.
Going live? Next Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday. What day is that? The 20. I should know this because I've talked about 27th. I think. Hold on.
20-something. Yes, it's 27th because yes, it is. I have a package arriving that day.
My producer will kick me because we've talked about this date for ages, and she said, we've locked that in a while ago, and I just days blend together.
They do. I mean, particularly when you're so busy, you're always like, what's the thing I have to think about right now?
Yeah, exactly.
And, yeah, that's why you have producers to think about the longer term. Is there a Discord server for Generation Zero? There is. It's discord.gg/Generation Zero. Should get you there. That would be a Brännboll bat, Graham. That's true. Brännboll. Swedes do like their Brännboll.
Yes.
Actually, Stockholm game developers do have this ongoing sort of Brännboll league, actually.
They do.
I've
never participated because I'm not into baseball. So it's not, even though it's not baseball, it's close enough. And I'm terrible with a bat. So as an American, I would just embarrass all of us.
You feel like you'd have to be representing,
exactly.
Otherwise the pressure. Yeah.
The first year I was working in Sweden, and one of the game devs was like, "Hey, this is the thing that we're doing. Do you want to participate?" They just assumed because I was American, I'd be good at it. And I was like, sorry, man, I'm the wrong person for this sport. I apologize."
I mean, it's not like you're in Dungeons and Dragons and you have a racial trait that makes you. I mean, +5 in baseball skill.
I'm also terrible at basketball. So like any sport with my hands, I'm horrible with.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely better at digital sports nowadays. I used to do lots of swimming and sailing, but not and rugby. But that's that was just running into people.
Got it.
Okay, we're almost done here. Just waiting for it to do its disc stuff.
All right.
How about a white anorak for winter use?
What's a white anorak? Is that an animal?
Anorak is like a raincoat over jacket
Oh,
type
okay.
thing, like
Okay.
a light coat, I guess you'd call it.
All right.
Replay missions with different characters. I was asking, so obviously,
Between this and somebody else asked it earlier, I think the question is really about kind of like a new game where you reset your world so that you can replay missions and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's a bunch of people have asked for that. We've talked about it. That's one of those things that's probably going to take quite some time to do when we decide to do it, if we decide to do it. So it's definitely on our radar as kind of a bigger item that we'd like to tackle, because a lot of games have that type of ability, and how can we deliver that to you? And
yes.
so we're thinking about it. It's in our heads somewhere.
Good stuff. Miles asking about modding. The reason we didn't answer your question was because you didn't put a question in there. You just said, I'd like to ask about modding. Let us know your question about modding, and we will try. But I guess you want to say, can we have mods?
Yeah.
Which, as you raised in the past, is a bit of a different kettle of fish for us compared to some other developers having our own custom in-house engine, as opposed to an off-the-shelf engine like Unreal and Unity, etc., which obviously have all these great tools already developed for them.
Yep.
We would kind of have to do it ourselves. So,
And
again, resources, space, what we want to do with the game is tricky.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late to stream. Will there be a fixed empty toolboxes? Yes, Christopher. Next Tuesday, we are releasing an update.
Way to roll right into the stream and get an answer to your question.
I just, for those of you who don't know what we're looking at right here, we have just like a whole list of words coming up across Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer.
Yeah.
We kind of grab them as we see them. So if we do happen to miss a question, please don't take it personally. We try and get all of them.
Yeah. Chat moves fast.
Yes. Right. Well, we're booting up here. Let's see what we can see.
Somebody asked the question, are there any plans of adding wildlife or something to make the world feel more alive? Yes, is the vague answer. That's something that we've heard from launch is at times the world doesn't feel as full as you kind of would expect. What are some more things that we can do to spice up what you're doing as you run in between the different locations as you're playing through the story. We made some changes in the starter island. If some of you remember, way back in April.
Yeah.
I don't remember. My memory's not what it used to be, and I'm very tired today, unfortunately. Where we started adding kind of like some world scenes into the game, so that you could see, giving the world a little bit more variety, a little bit more personality in small spots. And we want to continue that trend. It takes some time, and we've got some other ideas that we hope people enjoy. But we're aware of that one for sure. Yeah,
nice. But moving closer to what's happening. So I'm here at Iberholmen Church.
Yep.
And what is this we have here?
Boop, boop, boop.
It's the Plundra. So
there you go.
I'll leave this up here, this tooltip, so you can have a read of it yourself. Easily recognizable by its product name, the Plundra, as found in every local IKEA. Items and equipment are automatically made available at any safe house, as it said there. So you hold E to pop it open, and
oh boy,
yeah,
bunch of stuff.
Oh boy, and I can just drag stuff over here. So this is from the setup I had before the bike stream. If you wonder why I'm just covered in healing items. So yeah, I can just drag things over, and then I want stuff back. I can drag things back again, and it's like let's just keep filling it up.
Yeah. The nice thing here is it's not a grid pattern. It's just a huge list of all the things that you want.
So you can just chuck things in there.
Yeah.
And you can just scroll down and see what you want. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you shift click? I don't know.
Shift click. Like select multiple things.
You can just right click store item, which is pretty quick to do.
Actually, you're doing that pretty quick. You're right.
Yes. Is this out now? No, Wolfie boy. This is our development branch playing on right now. This is going to be live next Tuesday.
The 27th, as I remembered after looking at a calendar earlier.
Yes. Why is the 50 calibers rifle so weak? We've had feedback about this quite a lot. Again, the main strength of that rifle is the fact that it keeps its damage over longer ranges, so it's really good for longer range sniping. That being said, we do understand that people do expect 50 cal rifles to be like boomsticks that annihilate everything they shoot. So, feedback is being listened to. We'll see where we go. Any sorting of the list? Not at this time. At the moment, it's a way of you storing your things, but we can obviously iterate based upon your feedback if you feel like you really want to get in there and min-max big stuff. I mean, it's going to be 100 stacks, so it's not going to be big enough that you feel you're going to have to go through 16 pages of stuff to find the things you want. Of course, as we add more stuff to the game, if you feel we need to expand it, then a way of sorting things should be necessary. But at this time, I mean, it shouldn't really be that you would feel, help, I need storage, it's that big. I mean, with 100 items, it should be quite manageable.
I think it's manageable.
Yes.
But like we said earlier in the stream, if we're seeing that everyone's maxed out with their storage and it's becoming a problem and people are feeding back saying, man, I need way more space than this, then we can investigate other options. But it goes back to some of the stuff we said earlier, like the inventory can be a bit of a challenge, so maybe holistically we need to rethink some things. But yeah.
Yes, indeed. But as of now, you don't have to hoard all your stuff. You have somewhere to put it. You can go and loot to your heart's content, and you have somewhere to put things. Hey, Matt. Welcome. Can't wait. My second character's never going to be seen again. Oh. Should we get more advanced AI in the future? I mean, AI tweaks are something that we're always continually iterating on.
So we mentioned earlier some of the fixes that we're doing. They're going to be a bit more responsive to your presence if you roll right up on them. So the example was sometimes you roll up on an enemy that's unaware of you being there. It says entered combat, but the machine just kind of stands there for a couple seconds. That will now be, you've entered combat. It's going to notice that you're there and start attacking immediately. But very much as Graham said, we're going to be continuing to tweak and improve the AI so that things feel threatening. They feel like, and they feel and behave like you would expect them to, like an actual scary machine trying to kill you. So constant tweaks there. Yeah,
I mean, again, it's not going to be like a boom, fix all the AI patch. It's going to be iterations over time, which is just overall going to make it more and more polished and feel better and better as you go. People are asking, does it transfer to other safe houses? Yes. If I go to another safe house, I can open up the local plunderer, and everything will be as I left it in this one.
Yeah.
You were pointing.
Somebody else asked something that we did touch on earlier. Have we fixed the disappearing ammo glitch? Yes. In this next update, that will go away. If anyone's a late joiner, kind of the fun, weird twist behind that one was through a lot of player videos and feedback, we were able to finally dig into that one and figure out what the hell was going on. And it seemed that when you would switch weapons, you'd be using up the ammo for the previously held weapon. So the disappearing ammo was actually somehow getting transferred to the weapon you switched to and then used as rounds for that weapon.
Yeah.
Which is really kind of convoluted and weird, but some of the fun nonsense that happens in game code.
Yes.
But yeah, so we fixed that one, so that's good.
As far as I saw someone asking, will attachments go with the weapons, etc.? It should remember what you have on the weapon when you put it in there. So if you put in a fully set up weapon, it'll be stored as a fully set up weapon. Then you can pull it back out again and use it as you put it in.
It doesn't break it down.
It won't break it down. That would be kind of annoying when you got all the bits you want on the gun you want.
Yeah.
How soon do we get crafting stations for upgrading weapons and crafting stuff? We haven't announced anything of that type, but it would definitely be super cool.
Yeah, I think that I think that's come up on a couple streams before. So yeah, it's in our heads.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an idea to look into for sure.
Fashionista is something that people are always raising. It's being worked on, and there was some good movement towards it actually quite recently. So even if it doesn't quite make this patch, then it should definitely make the next one, we're hoping.
Yep. We made some fixes, I think, this time.
Yes.
But we identified late that we still need to do some more. It's not updating. What was it? Yeah, but we made some tweaks. I don't know if it'll fix your specific issue, but that one's a bit multifaceted.
But we are 100% working on it actively right now. So I was just looking at some stuff about that just the other day. I think storage space with a storage box with 100 space is way too much. Controversial. I'm sure some folks are going to say, I want more so I can store everything. People are going to have 99 stacks of adrenaline shots and then
like you,
and then a flare. Well, yeah, this isn't typical. Again,
no, that's not typical. You're a bit lucky there.
Yes. Anywho, folks, we'll start wrapping it up now. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We hope you like seeing our new Plunderer.
Yeah.
And again, this is going to be landing next Tuesday, along with a whole load of improvements, particularly to side missions. There's going to be a list of patch notes as long as my arm about, just side missions alone. Otherwise, other awesome improvements like no longer will your ammunition disappear, AI tweaks to machines, all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll, of course, share some news about that quite soon. Maybe we could put the patch notes out Friday? Would that be?
What's today? Wednesday?
Would we have time for that? I know we want to get the team involved a little bit more.
Yeah,
we'll see.
no,
Otherwise,
yeah,
we'll put them out alongside the patch on Tuesday. But
maybe we can put them out Monday at the latest.
Yeah.
Or early.
Cool.
Yeah. I want the team to feedback really quick first.
Yes, awesome. Well, either way, keep your eyes peeled on our social media, on Steam, on Xbox Social Club, should you use that on Xbox. And you'll see the full details about the patch very, very soon.
Yeah.
Thank you all much for being here. Thank you, Paul, for taking the time to come here and chat to folks as well.
No problemo.
And we will see you all next Wednesday. Bye-bye.
See ya.